Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to episode 9 of Beamer Talks. I'm Zon from the Push to Start podcast, man. I just got done getting a lift and a basketball workout in. Heading home right now, man. About to make some food. Kind of just want to talk about update on the March Madness, man. So right now, I want to let y'all know my Final Four, and then I'll get into some of the bigger performances that happened this weekend and some of the upcoming big games. So right now, I got my Final Four as UNC versus oh my god, bro, I'm blanking. UNC versus UConn. I have Purdue versus Houston, Purdue versus Duke. Sorry. So that's gonna be my my Final Four. Now, some of the big performances that happened this weekend, man, or this last couple games, man. First off, I want to get into Jacob Golke, man. Dude, he balled out, bro, for his team. He had 10 threes in a big game against Kentucky, man. They ended up beating Kentucky, and Kentucky got knocked out of the March Madness bracket in the first round. So he played really good, man. I know after that they kind of interviewed him, and he just basically was like, I can compete with these guys. I can go in. I may not make it to the NBA, but I can go in and I can compete. And for him to be able to play at that level and do what he did was just great. And even the next game that he played, man, they didn't win. They got knocked out, but I think he still had like 6 threes. So, I mean, he'll be a good player, man. It was his first year as D1. He played D3 for 3 years and then transferred. Oakland was the only team that would take him, and he balled out, man. Another performance was Jared McCain, man. This last game he played, he had 30 points, bro, and he had 8 threes. He had 8 threes. He shot 8 of 11 from the 3-point line and 10 to 15 from the field. So that's about like 70%, I would say, for both of them, maybe a little more, closer to 80. He's going to be a super good player, man. If he enters the draft this year, like, I don't know what team's going to have him, but he's going to be good for him. He's more of a fundamental guard, I would say. I say he plays by the book. He's not super flashy, doesn't like do extra stuff. He just plays. Gets the ball. If he gets open, he plays. His shot is a fundamental shot. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Klay Thompson's, at least the form-wise or the fundamental-wise. It's a little different, but, like, he's a shooter, man. He's super good, and he's a freshman. So hopefully going into the draft, whatever team gets him, they're going to have a great player, man. One of the next performances, 2 performances by Zach Edey, man. Y'all know I love Zach Edey. Been watching him since he was in high school, bro. I want to say, like, obviously I was in middle school, but been watching him since he was in high school against IMG, man, and he's a baller, dude. First game he played against Grambling State, a 16 seed. He had 30 points and 21 rebounds. First D1 player to do that in a March Madness tournament in NCAA history. He balled out, man. They were fouling him, hacking him. He played through, and he played big, bro. He's going to be a good player. I think he'll get moved up in the draft. Right now he's ranked at number 26. But, I mean, I honestly think he could probably go top 10, maybe even top 5, man. I don't know what top 3, just because I feel like a lot of players mostly want guards. They're not looking for a fundamental, boring post, as people say like that. But, I mean, hopefully he goes top 10, top 5, and hopefully the Spurs can get up there, man, and we can get him. It would be awesome having him with Wemby, but y'all know how I feel about that. I talked about that before, man, but he's a super good player. Then I didn't watch the full game. I only watched up until halftime, but he had about 16 points and 12 rebounds at half. So he had a double-double at half, and I know the game before, the 30-21 game, he had 3 blocks. So this last game, I got to double-check. I'll probably throw it in here somewhere if I can find it. But he had, like, he went crazy, bro. Was it Yale? I think he beat Yale. Yeah, he's balling out, man. He's playing really good. Hopefully he can go and take them all the way. That's who I got at least winning. That's who I have winning in that. But next I want to get on some of the bigger games coming up. So one of the first games is going to be Houston versus Duke. That game is going to be insane, man. It's going to be crazy. I think they're going to be really, really good. And yeah, man. It's gonna be a difficult game. I feel like maybe for Duke, just because they're the underdogs. Houston's number 1 seed. I think they're number 5. So it may be a little harder for Duke, but I honestly think Duke can come out with a win, man. They're a super talented team, a young team as well. So it's just about what happens. But if they can go in and play good, man, they'll be chilling. Next is going to be Purdue versus Gonzaga, man. Purdue's super good, bro. I think personally, they've been blowing out their team, so I personally think they're going to blow out Gonzaga. That's just my opinion. I think Gonzaga's 8th seed. They're the number 1 seed. But yeah, man, I personally think they're going to blow them out. Next will be San Diego State versus... Oh my God, I always forget this one team. San Diego State versus UConn. UConn's another number 1 seed. I think San Diego State... I don't know, man. UConn's really good. They've been playing super well. They haven't blown teams out the water, but they're beating teams. They're beating them by a decent amount. So I think UConn will take that one, obviously. And then another one is going to be UNC versus Alabama. Now, UNC has been blowing out their teams, so I would assume UNC got this one. But Alabama has been playing really well, so I think that could be a really close game. So I think Alabama and UNC will be close. I think Duke and Houston will be close. I think Purdue and UConn, those games will be blowouts. But y'all let me know down below, man, what y'all's Final Four predictions are, and what underdogs do you think are going to upset in these next couple games, man. But yeah, y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be pushing to stop, but we hope y'all always push to start. We appreciate y'all guys, man.